very effectively. And along with the pauses, that goes a long way in instilling that emotional connection between his message and his audience. And we're going to look at a clip from the Iowa caucus, and just to give you a little information about it, that's like the primary, when it's at the beginning of the primary season, and it's an important event. So in this speech, you can see the clip is like at the beginning of the speech where he don't waste no time getting into his message and using that repetition to provoke that emotion. And then you can see the pauses where he gives the audience a chance to participate in the speech. And then you can also see the back and forth dynamic of how it flows between him and his audience, and the connection, and how it can solidify and reinforce that emotional connection to his message. Repetition and pauses.
They said this day would never come. They said our sights were set too high. They said this country was too divided, too disillusioned to ever come together around a common purpose. But on this January night, at this defining moment in history, you have done what the cynics said we couldn't do. Have done what the state of New Hampshire can do in 5 days. You have done what America can do in this new year, 2008. In lines that stretched around schools and churches, in small towns, in big cities, you came together as Democrats, Republicans, and independents to stand up and say that we are one nation, we are one people, and our time for change has come.
Barack Obama, he also uses clear examples in his speeches, and that gives a lot of credibility, or it makes his argument logical. You know, it gives some logical, and when he uses examples, we're going to look at a clip. This is from his weekly public address and his call to health care reform, and in it, you can see him using clear example, and he uses some pretty good example, like John Hopkins is a notable institution in the Mayo Clinic, and in that he puts them out there for delivering quality health care at an affordable price. Let's take a look at the clip, or listen to the clip rather.
And yet we know, for example, that there are places like the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota, the Cleveland Clinic in Ohio, and other institutions that offer some of the highest quality of care in the nation at some of the lowest costs in the nation. We should learn from their successes and promote the best practices, not the most expensive ones. That's how we'll achieve reform that fixes what doesn't work and builds on what does.
Okay. Next, we'll tell you how Barack Obama inspires us.
Me personally, Barack Obama inspires me because although it said that it would never be done that an African American could become president, it inspired me because he took that challenge and he rose to the top and did what no one could say be done. Because I personally is a man who believes that I will expect anyone's expectations of myself.
Barack Obama inspires me because even though he was unlikely winner, showed that anything's possible if you put your best foot forward.
Barack Obama inspires me in that he calls people to examine their self and look inside of them and be more than they are today. And that's what inspires me about Barack Obama. Let me play a video.
In this country, we rise or fall as one nation, as one people. Let's resist the temptation to fall back on the same partisanship and pettiness and immaturity that has poisoned our politics for so long. Let's remember that it was a man from this state who first carried the banner of the Republican Party to the White House, a party founded on the values of self-reliance and individual liberty and national unity. Those are values that we all share. And while the Democratic Party has won a great victory tonight, we do so with a measure of humility and determination to heal the divides that have held back our progress.
Okay, first, we let you know about Obama and his early years and how he likely picked up some good public speaking skills in law school and teaching at the University of Chicago. Then we recited part of his inaugural address, and next we showcased some of the speaking skills Barack Obama used to propel himself into the presidency. And keep in mind that in that presidential race in 2008, it was a pretty tight race. You know, he barely squeaked through got the Democratic nomination when he battled Hillary Clinton. And think about the deciding factor may have been his public speaking skills, because that was a very close race. And going forward from here, I want you all to take your public speaking skills with you and in your search for work or in all your endeavors. Remember this, it might be the deciding factor, your public speaking skills.